5 different love languages that you have are words of affirmation. Hello guys, this is your girl Blanche Ingham and you are welcome to the Blanche Ingham TV show. Stop comparing your relationship with that of your friend. Stop comparing your relationship with that of your neighbor. Stop comparing your relationship with that of your relatives. Two relationships can never be the same. The way you live with your husband is different from the way I live with my husband. So you need to know which love language works in your case. And instead of wasting time trying to compare your relationship with that of others, why don't you ask yourself which love language works for you? Why don't you ask yourself? Because listen to me, there are so many of us who face a lot of problems in our marriages because we don't know which love language works for us. So I will be sharing with you the 5 love languages that we have or you can find in a relationship. So instead of spending time trying to compare your man to your friend's man, trying to compare your wife to your friend's wife, or trying to compare your woman to your neighbor's woman, spend that time to learn which love language works for you and your husband and your partner. Okay, so this brings us to the 5 love languages that you can find in a relationship. Before I even continue to give you this, I want to make you understand that your love language can be different from your partner's love language. So for both of you to actually enjoy that relationship, you have to learn your partner's love language and he has to learn your own for the two to blend. Okay, gives you the 5 love languages that we have. You have words of affirmation. That is the first love language. Words of affirmation it's all about appreciation, calling sexy, good names, lovely names. And some people are very okay with this. Somebody will feel love only when you call her or when you call him these sexy and lovely names. Number 2 love language is quality time. Quality time, as the name says, is just spending that good time, that quality sexy time with your partner. Number 3 love language is physical touch. Physical touch, like touching somebody as in romantic touch. So it differs, as I said, with the individual. And number 4 love language is act of service. Act of service is all about the duty that you render to you or you render to your loved one or to your partner. Okay, the duty that you render to your partner. And the last but not the least love language is gifts. Gifting your partner, like buying gifts, buying that and buying that. So these are the different love languages that you will find in a relationship or that you find in relationships. And it takes only the grace of God. I repeat, it takes only the grace of God for somebody or for a couple to have all these love languages, all these 5 love languages in their relationship. In most cases, you will find 1, 2, 3, because you cannot be everywhere at the same time, my dear. You must be good in something and not good in something. I'll tell you exactly how it works. Because if you don't know about this, if you don't know how it works, you might still have it. Your partner might still have what you want, but you guys will not be able to deliver. You will not be able to deliver it to each other, it will not be acceptable in that relationship. So you need to know how to use your love language, and I'm going to be explaining now. First, you need to understand something. If if my husband and I don't learn each other love language, we will not be able to understand each other, and there might always be problem in that marriage. Why? Because your husband has a different love language from you, and if you keep on trying for your husband to give you what you want, and you don't try to know what he wants, there will always be problem. Words like you are very self-centered, you are very selfish, you care only about yourself, and so on and so forth, will start entering that relationship. That is why it is very important to learn your husband's love language or your partner's love language. Let me be using partner because it can either be husband, boyfriend, or whatsoever in a relationship. Okay, so if for example, my husband's love language is physical touch. Oh, before I even go into expatiating, I want to start from the first one, words of affirmation. There are some relationships that the woman doesn't need any gift, she doesn't need any present, she doesn't need anything, she just needs what makes her, what moves her in that relationship, what makes her to feel love is words of affirmation. And when I talk about words of affirmation, it's all about appreciating. Appreciate. That's why I always tell people, learn to appreciate your partner, learn to call your partner love names. There are some ladies, or there are some couple, or some people in a relationship that just needs you to call their names. Baby, sweetheart, sherry cocoa, oh, the tea in my, the sugar in my coffee, the apple in my heart. I so much love you. Without you, I would die. Without you, I cannot live. There are some people, in fact, there are some people that just need these things, that just saying these things to them is already a lot to them. And if you notice that your wife or your husband loves such things, always give him or her more of that. That is his love language. Okay, now we are just on the first one, word of affirmation. If his love language is word of affirmation, or her love language is word of affirmation, always give her. And then for you to succeed in this, if your husband's love language is word of affirmation, your own love language must not be the same. Maybe your own love language can be quality time. Quality time means spending time with your partner. So if you notice that your husband's love language is word of affirmation, always calling him sweetheart, or without you I cannot live, without you I will die, and in return your own love language is quality time, your husband has to give you that quality time. Quality time is just spending more time with your partner, either in a private place, in a secret place, in the club, like just taking your partner out, spending quality time with him or with her. So if one person has word of affirmation and the other person has quality time as his or her love language, both of you need to know this in order to blend. I hope you're getting the point. People that their own love language, I explained word of affirmation and quality time. There are some people that their own love language is physical touch. Physical touch means for some people to feel love, right? You just need to be around them. Hold them. When you're walking on the road with them, you need to hold their hand. When you are sitting on the chair with them, you need to let them sit on you and you're just touching them. When you are anywhere with them, they just feel love when they are being touched by their loved ones or by their loved one. Okay? And another person's love language might be act of service. Okay, there are some people that just working for them. There are some ladies that just the fact that their husbands do help them at home, help them with their kids, help them to do one or two things at home, they already feel love. Believe me, there are some people like that. And if you don't find out to know what works for your partner, you might just be doing the wrong things. You might just be doing the wrong things. You might just be pleasing her in your own way, maybe using your own love language on her, not knowing that she has her own love language. So, for example, if your love language is physical touch, that you like your husband to always touch you, kiss you, hold you everywhere you are, anywhere you are, you want to be noticed, then try to find out maybe his own love language is just act of service. Okay? He just wants you to help him to iron his shirt, help him to put his things together, prepare his lunch before he goes to work, prepare his clothes if they are well. It goes like that. So always learn your partner's love language. Don't expect your partner don't force your love language on your partner. In other words, don't force your love language on your partner. Your love language might be physical touch, while your partner's love language might be act of service. Let me explain act of service again. Some women will feel loved when the man helps them at home. Even if you don't touch them, you don't kiss them, you don't appreciate them, just the fact that you're helping them at home, they feel loved already. That can be what works for them. That can be that point. I am not saying that you shouldn't do other things for your wife. I'm not saying that you should go and practice only one love language. You can practice all on your wife, but there is that one that catches her heart. There is that one that makes her feel loved. Practice that one. That is what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Okay? There is that one that makes her feel loved. How to relate them, because if you don't relate them, you might have your love language and your partner has his own, and you will be expecting your partner to do what works with you, forgetting to do what goes with him. You understand? So for this to work, both of you need to learn each other love language and work with it for this to blend. So if you come across this video, if you're watching on YouTube, please do subscribe. If you are watching on Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram, do follow my page. And don't forget to like, share my videos, and put your comments below. Put what works for you below.